Charlie Kirk, one of the most influential American political voices, especially amongst the youth, has been assassinated today. He was shot in the neck at Utah Valley University during one of his events in which he would talk with students on campus and voice their various disagreements and agreements. While initially we didn't know the status of Kirk, he was said he was in surgery and was in critical condition. Well, moments ago it has been revealed that he has passed. The great and even legendary Charlie Kirk is dead, says Donald Trump. No one understood or had the heart of the youth in the United States of America better than Charlie. He was loved and admired by all, especially me, and now he is no longer with us. Melania and my sympathies go out to his beautiful wife Erica and family. Charlie, we love you, he finishes. Let's go over everything we know about what happened and some of the global response here and some of what could come of this. Now, some of this video was filmed before we knew the final status, before we knew that Charlie Kirk had died, but everything in this video still does remain accurate. We'll go over some of the international response to what has just happened, as well as some of the fears that this may stoke issues further in the United States in an already quite divided country. If you're not familiar, Charlie Kirk founded Turning Point USA, which is the preeminent young American conservative movement in the country, who many people credit the recent Trump election win to, shifting America's youth significantly to the right from where it was in previous elections. He gained his popularity and notoriety by touring around American college and university campuses, in which he would have conversations with people in front of large crowds, where he would explain his point of view politically and, in many cases, argue with a different viewpoint and try to understand each other, although these have been very controversial clips online. It was at one of these events, which is pictured here, where he was shot today. You can see the crowd was quite large. He was shot, and right now people believe that it was by a long-range rifle. And like I said, his status is unknown, but Turning Point USA has reported that it is critical. One single shot was fired about 20 minutes after he began speaking on the university campus. They said that the suspect fired from about 200 yards away. Now, originally, they believed that the shooter had been taken into custody. There were some clips circulating that showed somebody that the police had apprehended, but they then determined that that person that had been detained, well, he wasn't actually the gunman. Now, overwhelmingly from everybody, well, most people, the response has been to denounce what has happened today. Charlie Kirk, only 31 years old with a young family. The response from many, which I think is the appropriate response, is to pray for him and his family and to denounce any kind of political violence like this. On Truth Social, President Donald Trump responded promptly, saying, "We must all pray for Charlie Kirk, who has been shot, a great guy from top to bottom. God bless him." While Kirk doesn't hold any formal role in the White House, it is said that he has been quite influential in the Trump administration, acting as somewhat of a voice of the younger contingency of Trump's supporters. On Twitter, Gavin Newsom, who most people look to as being the next obvious candidate for the Democratic Party in upcoming elections, well, he came out and denounced it just as strongly as President Trump did, saying the attack of Charlie Kirk is disgusting, vile, and reprehensible. In the United States of America, we must reject political violence in every form. Kamala Harris has responded similarly, saying, and I quote, "I am deeply disturbed by the shooting in Utah. Doug and I send our prayers to Charlie Kirk and his family. Let me be clear, political violence has no place in America. I condemn this act, and we must all work together to ensure this does not lead to more violence." And that touches at a key point here, that many people fear this could spark further violence depending on how things play out here in the coming hours, days, and weeks. The director of the FBI, Kash Patel, says that we are closely monitoring reports of the tragic shooting involving Charlie Kirk at Utah Valley University. Our thoughts are with Charlie, his loved ones, and everyone affected. Agents will be on the scene quickly, and the FBI stands in full support of the ongoing response and investigation. The Prime Minister of Canada has not yet commented on what has happened here. This only, at the time of recording, happened about an hour and a half ago. The Conservative leader in Canada had a similar response to the responses we saw from the American politicians who I covered, saying we must all strongly denounce the shooting of Charlie Kirk. Political violence is never justified. The attacker must be brought to justice and free speech must be upheld. Pray for Mr. Kirk and his family. Because regardless of your own political views or your views on Charlie Kirk and what he stands for, well, it's clear to see that this type of political violence can be seen as something that could have quite a chilling effect on other people who talk about politics, whether it be somebody who has gained the kind of influence that Charlie Kirk does, or just other people talking about politics. The fact that this is the kind of political violence that we have happening in North America, I think that could, as a result, tamp down some of the conversations, whether that be on the left or the right. This comes in the wake of ongoing conversations about safety in America amidst the murder of Irina Zarutska, a Ukrainian refugee who was slain in America just a number of days ago. I bring this up only to note the fever pitch that all of this controversy has been causing over the last few days, and I question how this event today, the assassination of Charlie Kirk, how that will change things moving forward into the future. I don't think anybody knows, but of course the time for analysis is not today. And I reiterate, regardless of your political views on this, I think that the only response can be condemnation because of the incredible impact that this type of political violence can have on nations all across the West. If you don't feel that you can speak freely, if you don't feel that you are safe to talk about your opinions, then, well, a lot of the power of the public is taken away. And I think that that's something that people will take away from this assassination attempt, regardless of the outcome. But with all that said, I'll see you in the next video.